Babymonster finally debuted, and it was something. But even though the opinions on their debut song have been mixed, there's one thing that everybody can agree on. The potential of Babymonster members have been wasted with this debut song, and they deserved much better. The group actually had a messier debut journey than one would expect from a big three group. First, there was the whole survival show, which, judging by the outcome, shouldn't have been a thing in the first place. At this point, they had been training for a few years, and yet the company thought that the best idea was to have them compete in a survival show.
The show, titled Last Evaluation, aired in 2023 but was filmed the year prior, and it featured 7 potential members,
who all ended up debuting. Originally aiming for 5 members, Yang Hyun-suk, the founder of YG Entertainment, decided on a group of 7, which included 3 South Korean members, namely Ah-hyun, Rami, and Rora, 2 Japanese members who were Ruka and Asa, and 2 Thai members, Parita and Chiquita. While some were directly chosen by the label, others like Rora and Asa were considered for different projects before being chosen for the final lineup because they were popular among the fans. However, the fact that the show was filmed a year prior made fans think that YG was waiting for the public to get familiar with the group before they debuted, which was expected to happen right after the show ended. But you can always expect the unexpected from YG. The company officially introduced the group on December 30th, 2022 using a poster labeled YG Next Movement. They released a trailer-like video on YouTube on New Year's Day, which quickly reached 15 million views in just 3 days, and considering the circumstances, it was understandable. They were the first girl group to debut under YG since 2016, so everyone was hyped to see what this group had to offer. Seeing as Blackpink's contracts were also close to expiring, YG had to come up with something that could make up for their absence, and they had all the means to do so. The girls were talented, that was undeniable. YG had also marketed the girls as great vocalists, with articles coming out that they were closer to the likes of Big Mama, who were a vocal group under YG, rather than Blackpink or 21. Knowing how the general public loved vocal-heavy groups, all the company had to do was play their cards right, and they would have a hit in their hands. However, they failed to do just that. At first, there were talks that the group would debut in the first half of the year. Then it was said that they would debut sometime in summer. Then YG confirmed that the debut would happen in September. And finally, when the time came, YG said that the debut had been delayed until November to ensure better quality. Hearing this, you'd expect that when Babymonster finally hit the stage, they'd be doing it with a song that would sweep everyone away. Not to mention that Yang Hyun-suk himself confirmed that he held several song camps with famous foreign producers so they could collect songs for Babymonster's debut. He also mentioned that some follow-up projects had been outlined and were in the early stages of planning. This raised excitement even more, even though the unexpected and unnecessary delays had dimmed the anticipation a bit. There were also problems of whether Ah-hyun had left the group or not, so Babymonster and even YG had pressure to deliver a great debut song that would make the group rise up from the controversies. Then they came up with Batter Up. As we mentioned before, there were some mixed reactions to the song, but the general consensus was that it was bad. The song was messy, and to some people, it sounded a lot more like a parody of a Blackpink song rather than a new group. In fact, if we didn't know that the music came from YG, you'd think that this was a small company with a small budget trying to copy Blackpink's sound. The debut also failed to showcase the vocal abilities of the members, and to someone who doesn't know the members, you wouldn't get the idea that they're good vocalists. In fact, you wouldn't get any idea from it at all. This debut failed to show that the group had any identity outside of being YG artists. It was also a bit disappointing, as other companies have been trying different concepts for their groups to make them stand out amongst the numerous groups that debut each year. New Jeans managed to actually bring back the Y2K concept back from the industry. LE SSERAFIM and IVE, among others, were also successful in establishing a certain image and sound that are now synonymous with them. People anticipated Babymonster to introduce something fresh and original. However, instead of doing that, it seemed like the company attempted to rely on nostalgia in the current situation involving Blackpink by debuting them with a very traditional YG sounding song. Unfortunately, the public wasn't very fond of that. Some are even convinced that the song would have been received better if it hadn't been delayed so much, but who knows. It also seemed like the music video was put together last minute by making them film in the same sets that were used in the Blackpink music videos like Shut Down and Boombaya. It was obvious that while the girls were immensely talented, they were being pushed into a concept that didn't fit them all that much. For the badass and girl crush to work, the company needed capable and experienced women to engage the audience effectively. So giving the same concept to teenagers that didn't have any stage or camera experience doesn't exactly have the impact, and it just looks like the girls were cosplaying as adults and wearing their mother's clothes. Overall, the song left a bad taste in everyone's mouths. It was supposed to be vocal heavy and produced by famous foreign producers, yet it had YG all over it. The corny rap lyrics, the scattered beat, the choreography that didn't match the vibe of the song, and the forced girl crush concept on soft-looking teenagers. The song didn't chart anywhere in Korea, and to make matters worse, YG has announced that the members wouldn't be promoting on music shows. This was what the fans have been waiting for, because if the members hadn't been able to fully show how talented they are with the music video, they could do it on stage. There, fans could witness their dancing skills, stability, and stage presence. However, YG has announced that there would be no plans for them to take part in any music shows. They told TV Report, "There is no fixed schedule for Babymonster's music broadcast appearances yet," adding that they'd reveal specific plans for the group once everything gets sorted out. According to YG, their main focus at the moment is getting ready for promotions and working on the next tracks. Netizens have also pointed out that the members don't have any social media accounts, writing, "Then YG must be promoting their music, right? Articles, press releases, and showcases doesn't exist. Music show schedules doesn't exist." They also mentioned that the lack of promotions has made it seem that they released a pre-debut single rather than a debut song. Assuming that YG don't want to sabotage themselves and their group, we're guessing that they're planning to release other songs and then promote them. Maybe they're waiting for Ahyun to come back, if she ever does, so they can all promote together. There's also a chance that they released Batter Up because everything had been a mess. They had delayed the debut twice, and there was a lot of speculation that Ahyun had left the company. The release of Batter Up could be damage control. That's why the company is trying to sweep the debut under the rug until Ahyun comes back. Then they could release a public-friendly song and promote it with all 7 members. So while we have no idea what YG is doing with the group, they're very much wasting their potential. In addition to that, we know how YG works. Even though there's promises of new music, it's very unlikely that the company will follow up on that. Back then, the company said that Winner would be releasing 2 more songs after their debut, but then they took a 2-year break and started the Exit project. However, they only released Exit E, and the project never ended up getting finished. And let's not even get started on Blackpink. YG would make announcements of comebacks almost every few months, and in the end, Blackpink ended up releasing less than 40 songs in 7 years. It could be possible that Babymonster rushed the song just to try and test the public reaction before Ahyun came back, and then they would release whatever they wanted. But it's also possible that the company is in a frenzy and has no idea what they're doing. According to a company review by an employee, the people making the big decisions seem disconnected and often don't follow the rules. They're also not good with deadlines and get too involved in small things like editing short videos. The employee stated that it's tough to change their minds there, so it's hard to try new ideas or keep up with what customers want. Seems like YG to us. We just feel bad for the girls. They trained a couple years with the hopes of debuting, then the company pushed them into a survival show, then they said that they wouldn't be debuting them all, then they delayed the debut, and then gave them a lackluster song that didn't show any of the talents that they had developed during their years of training. If Ahyun got out of the company, let's hope that the girls follow after, because YG doesn't seem like a company that respects their artists. Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys!